Hey, Virgo, Mel, intuitive coach here. Excited to bring in your May 2025 love and family reading. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, what do we have going on for you, Virgo? I do see some of you have dealt with or are currently dealing with a karmic relationship here. This may be something that you're still recovering or still healing from, but I feel like you want to date, you want to put yourself back out there in some way, or you want to mend what has been broken. And I see here, yeah, look there's the broken heart at the bottom of the deck. It's in reverse. So I feel like you are wanting to open yourself up, but there's still some work to do here, okay? Because you have the karmic relationship. Yes, it may be over physically, but I still feel like you're picking up the pieces here. You see the cookie is split in half, and there may have been resentments and triggers in this past dynamic. This is about letting go. And I feel like you have perhaps a new perception, but there's still some energies to work through that may have to do with the devil, toxicity, addictions. This can be codependencies or even emotional blockages. And that's what I feel like this month is about for you, is really taking a look at any unresolved past pain that has caused you to feel emotionally blocked, unable to trust, or even cause a little bit of bitterness. And I feel like you're releasing it here. You're really taking a look at everything from a higher perspective. You may have dealt with this karmic in your life, whether it's a family member, whether it's an ex, or maybe it's currently someone that you're connecting to. But I feel like this energy holds a lot of addictive patterns or a lot of addictive tendencies here. And maybe there are issues around boundaries and codependencies here. And I feel like control, like there's an energy of needing to be in control or getting back to a place of feeling like you are yourself again. And I see that the date card is showing up. So I see that you're wanting to open up here, maybe meet new people or reconnect to someone in a new way. And I feel like there's a date in May that's very significant. Now, I mean, some of you, perhaps this is Mother's Day. Okay, maybe there's some wounds around the mother that have been suppressed. For others of you, May could be an anniversary, or it could even be a special date that does show up where you're able to open up to someone here in a way that you haven't been able to do for quite some time. So let's dive in here and take a look at the current energy, your vibe, their vibe. We'll look at what's hidden, the advice, and the potential. So again, bottom of the deck, you do have the Three of Swords. So some sort of heartbreak is being addressed in order to be healed. So bottom of both decks, you have the healing heart and you have the Three of Swords in reverse. Healing, it says literally healing toxicity, addictions, heartbreak, and abuse. So perhaps you are still working through healing mentally and emotionally, even if that individual is no longer in your life. But I feel like you've done such profound inner reflection. You've really looked at maybe some of the deeper aspects of oneself, some of the patterns, and I'm talking shadow work and inner child work, or that may be something you are called to look into a little bit further so you can fully open up to the highest level of love for yourself. Now, the current energy, Virgo, is the moon. So there is a lot of uncertainty, a lot of anxiety that may be showing up. And I feel like there are things that are hidden from you. Okay. These could be illusions, maybe fears, because you've gone through that pain. And we start to tell ourselves these lies that are not true, right? They are showing up from a past experience, a past situation. I see that coming in here for you, but I feel like you are revealing what is buried. And that's why that Three of Swords is in reverse, because something has been causing you anxiety. And I feel like this is the month where you lay something down to rest because you want to open up here to a beginning. And when the moon shows up, this is also about you trusting your intuition, because there's a truth being exposed here. And I feel like subconsciously you are receiving messages. You're going to start to see that your subconscious is really showing up in your conscious awareness. So things that may have been hidden within yourself, you are opening up to discovering. You may see patterns that have been cyclical. You may start to see self-sabotaging behaviors or even defense mechanisms that have played out to try to protect you or keep you safe. But I feel like you are pushing through the fear, right? What is on the other side here of fear? You have your best life ahead. And I see that, yes, there's been a lot of anxiety, a lot of struggle, a lot of unknown, but you are working through that. And you really have a strong desire here within you bubbling up, because I see this fire energy in your reading today. You have this strong fire that is saying, I'm not going to let the past bring me down. I am going to use the past as a jumping point to move into a brighter future for myself. So if the past has held you back in some way, I feel like it actually brings about a stronger, more determined, confident version of yourself, Virgo. And I kind of got that message in Leo's reading. So if some of you are either Leo cuspers, or if you are dealing with a Leo, you may want to check that reading out. Now, looking at your heart space, what are you bringing in? You are not wanting things to be one-sided. It feels like something has been very one-sided for you, whether this is something you're currently dealing with or it's something you're healing or recovering from. Is, I scratch your back, you scratch mine, we're in this together. But on the opposite end of that, it's take. So you may have been dealing with someone who was like siphoning your energy in some way without replenishing it. So when you went to go start your car, it's like, okay, someone already siphoned all the gas out of it. Now I'm sitting here and I can't go anywhere because I don't have any gas to move. And I feel like that's kind of where you ended up, is drained due to this karma, drained due to this intensity, maybe a lot of back and forth, a lot of highs and lows, ups and downs. That can be part of the karmic. And sometimes when you try to sever that, it just bounces back like a rubber band. It keeps coming back together in some way. Even if you physically split, it's like mentally that energy is still there. And you're like, I just want to get rid of this, or I just want to find balance within this. So I see that you're working hard on allowing others to maybe help you. You're working on, this can be codependencies as well. Perhaps someone that you've dealt with or you yourself have struggled with leaning into an energy so much that you lost yourself a little bit in it. And you're like, who am I? Who are we together? Who are we apart? And it just feels like you kind of had to find yourself again. I'm getting Queen of Wands, confidence, more confidence within your vibe. Now, the person that you are connecting to, someone that you are thinking about, or a new energy entering into your life, we have the World in reverse. There's been a sense of delayed gratification for this individual. They've also been on a very long journey here. And I do see that they want out, like they want freedom in some way. They want a new beginning here as well. But I feel like there's lessons of the past that they are trying to integrate into their lives to create a sense of wisdom. That's why it says wisdom here, because that's how we apply, the knowledge, the lessons, the past. We apply it constructively to our future, and that can bring us wisdom. When we know better, we do better. You've gone through things. This energy has gone through things as well. And I see here that maybe it feels at times like they haven't completed the lessons that they've needed to fully close out a chapter. And I see here that there's the potential to, but it's in reverse, which means this could be kind of drawn out. And if this is a new energy coming in for you, Virgo, I feel like this individual, they may be closing out of a cycle, a big cycle, such as a marriage. Maybe they're getting divorced here, or they are maybe at a distance from you. This could be a long distance relationship, because I see you wanting to call in new beginnings, new energies. And it just feels like there is a new beginning, a new chapter starting between you and someone else, but you want it to be balanced. And maybe this energy is not quite balanced yet because they're still tying up some loose ends. For those of you that are currently dealing with a karmic and you're like, this is not balanced, I want to move in a different direction, it's because I feel like this person, you've hung on due to potential, or you've hung on because you see something within them, of course, the light, but it's like they are submerged, just like that whale. The only thing you can see is the eye. And sometimes that whale comes up to the surface, comes up to the light. And I feel like you caught glimpse of this energy coming to the light and it gave you hope. But I feel like you may have lost yourself in that dynamic here, where we have to remember that we can lead a horse to water, but we can't make it drink, right? And this is showing up in the same vibe where this person has to choose what to do with the lessons that they have gone through. And even though we may see at times what could potentially be best, that may not be in their highest good, believe it or not, right? It could be something that they are meant to kind of sit with, or they may have to go back and repeat it, or they may have to go through some more challenges or more karmic cycles themselves in order to wrap something up. But I feel like you've dealt with something here, or you're currently dealing with it, and it looks like you're really going deep. I mean, this is about going within and facing those fears with this moon, because there are a lot of secrets here, or a lot of shadows that you needed to heal, needed to process. So I feel like you have what it takes to really allow something to come to the forefront in your life, because the energy here of what's hidden is the Ace of Wands. You might not see this yet, right? In fact, it is something you're not seeing. The Ace of Wands is a beautiful new beginning. It is the seed here of conception. It's a new sense of purpose. It's invention, right? When we think it, when we create it, right? We bring it to the world. I mean, this is a big gift. All aces are gifts, but this Ace of Wands is fiery. And this is something that inspires you. And when something inspires us, we typically take action on it, right? So this is what you don't see coming. And it could be a new passionate beginning for yourself. It could be that fiery energy that I'm picking up on, where something is reawakened within you after maybe lying dormant for quite some time. Yeah, there's a lot of parallels here between your reading and Leo's. So I definitely feel like some of you have some strong Leo in your chart, or you're dealing with the Leo, but this is that Kundalini activating you here, and you're reawakening to a part of yourself that you weren't sure if you'd ever get back. And it's independence, and I feel like it's passion, and it's courage, and it's reinvention, and it's desire. I mean, it is beautiful. You don't see it though, but it is coming up. It's on the other side of fear. That's what it is here. Yeah, it's on the other side of this fear, this anxiety. That's why it's so important for you to face something so you can fully push through or let it go, because that's what's coming in for you. Now, what is the advice or the action? What should you do with what you know? 6 of Cups in reverse. This is about releasing unhealthy past attachments. We talked about this. Some of you, because it's a karmic or a soulmate, a deep soulmate that you have connected with in the spirit world and decided to come together because you had an important contract between the both of you. And this contract wasn't always easy. And oftentimes it may have been very fiery, very passionate, very fueled led. And I see here that there was an energy exchange between you and this individual. But at the same time, I just feel like that the emotional and spiritual depth of maybe trust and loyalty and the stability that one would want for a relationship to flourish and grow, it just doesn't feel like it's here, okay? Or that's something that because addictions may have been blocking it, it wasn't able to blossom in some way. It may have even been like passionate, desired romance, but it feels either short-lived or it just feels like it never fully got off the ground in some way. Now, for others of you, this is about childhood wounding, right? Working on the inner child. And I also see for some of you, it's important for you to see old relationships for what they were and not try to mask them or paint them to look a certain way, because I feel like it's all out in the open now. I feel like you understand, or you know that something happened the way it did because, yeah, addictions were involved, or this person may have even had some psychological stuff that they were working through here. But I also see with this Six of Cups as the advice, this is saying here, don't romanticize the past, because there were difficult times here. And I feel like also it can be the opposite, not just romanticizing the past, but potentially putting all the blame on another individual here. That can be not taking accountability for the roles that you both play in this dynamic. So there is past energies that are coming in here. And the advice here is, if you want a second chance, which, I mean, some of you might want a second chance with this karmic, but I feel like that can only be done if both people have learned the lessons and you complete this cycle and embrace a brand new beginning with that Ace of Wands. And for others of you, I feel like there's a lot that went down in this dynamic here, a lot of healing that would need to take place, and a lot of you just want to move forward. You want to move on here to calmer waters, because I'm getting the Six of Swords. Some of you have actually moved or relocated away from this person, or away from this family dynamic, or away from the environment that something was breeding resentment in. Excuse me. Now, your final outcome here is the Queen of Cups. She is in reverse. So this is a time for you to step back and really focus on yourself. I feel like it's important that you foster genuine connections. Not just fiery, passionate connections here, but really to take a look at that part of yourself that may have attracted or may have, called in this karmic in the first place. Whether this is lessons of past lives or it's some wounds of the childhood that need to be addressed and looked at. But I feel like you're focusing on yourself now. And yes, you may be putting yourself back out there and slowly opening up the heart bit by bit. And I feel like it's important that you trust your intuition. We have that showing up twice. Some of you are receiving messages of healing through your dreams. You may even be dreaming about past people, childhood. Some of you are dreaming about being in school, okay, or walking down the halls at school, because oftentimes school represents our lessons in life. So if you're dreaming about being in the classroom, know that it has to do with learning lessons. And I also see here for you, you are reconnecting to the divine truth within with this Queen of Cups as the potential outcome. I feel by the end of the month, you really have the ability to listen to that inner wisdom and really focus on filling your own cup here and bringing about that energy of light and love. And this is about nurturing and taking care of your own needs. You are a lover. You're very compassionate, very nurturing. And I feel like this is also about you connecting to someone here. Maybe this is a mother. It could be a best friend. It could even be a psychic, a healer, a coach, or a therapist. Someone that's very nurturing and loving and highly intuitive you may be connecting with to help you understand perhaps what went down here, okay? Because this Queen of Cups, she can give you a little insight into the bigger picture that sometimes we don't always see when we're right in the middle of something. She can be the outsider that allows you to see it from multiple perspectives and angles. So let's get a message here from the wisdom of the Oracle. I just feel like if you're dealing with someone right now that you've you've known for quite some time. I mean, this could even be an old friend of yours. It could even be that you want to open up here. Oh, I see what's happening. Some of you, for a small percentage of you, there's someone from the past. I'm talking like 20 years ago, 25 years ago. It doesn't mean that you had an intimate or romantic relationship with them. But I feel like, I mean, you could have, but I feel like they are coming back around and they've gone through a whole life since the last time they've seen you. It feels like this person may have been married and had kids and divorced, and you come back together now and the energy is different. It's different than it was, decades ago. So for some of you, there's definitely an energy here of reconnecting to a past person in a new way. Now you have serendipity, number 18. That's the moon. And this is beautiful because some of you, and I turned right to the page as well, because some of you, this is about creating your luck. I believe we create our luck here, and it's about opportunity allied with readiness, the awareness of synchronicity, luck and good fortune appearing as signs and symbols. Now, Spirit does have a plan here. I'm going to take a look at the protection message because I feel like this is still something you are fully working on releasing, that Three of Swords. Maybe it is a Three of Cups. Maybe some of you is a third party. But it says here, perhaps you felt almost certain that serendipitous events were meant to lead you to something better. It was supposed to be that person that gave you their hearts, or they were supposed to be the one, yet it all fell apart. Consider this. Sometimes synchronicity and serendipity come together to lead you directly into difficulties in order to deliver an important lesson that we need to learn before you hit the jackpot. And that's what I see coming in here is it feels like going through all of this here and hitting the jackpot. I'm getting Cancer season. Okay. So June and July, which is right around the corner. I feel like that's what the upright version of serendipity is. And it says, Spirit has a plan. And that plan, Virgo, is to place you in front of the right person at the right time. You have met or are about to meet someone vitally important to your journey. Someone Spirit wants to bring into your life. Only divine forces can plan this meeting. It is out of your hands, so pay attention to the signs and symbols that Spirit presents. Oh, wow. So this is faded. I feel like this is a summertime energy here, okay, with the four-leaf clover. Some of you, the four-leaf clover could be symbolic in some way. Maybe you're outside and you find a four-leaf clover, and that could be around the time where you meet someone within like a week or a couple of weeks. For others of you, you may see a clover online or on a billboard or on, a piece of clothing. This could even be like a book, the cover of a book. So just pay attention. That four-leaf clover, I feel, is a sign for you when it comes to new energy, because there's uncertainty here right now about what's coming in for you. You don't know. Like, is it fully over with this individual? There's still some loose ends to tie up between the both of you. I see that. There's still some sort of healing that's taking place. And some of you, I'm just going to say some of you, there could be another opportunity to connect and get back together. But I'm just going to tell you, with this person's energy being in reverse with the world, I don't think that they've learned some of their lessons. And I feel like you could be intimate, or there could be a level of vulnerability with this individual. But ultimately, I feel like you end up needing to focus on you. That's the outcome. Okay. Even if it feels like, this is what's hidden. So what's hidden could even be that this person may have a lot of desire for you. They may have a lot of passion, a lot of lust. But I feel like something here, it doesn't quite sit right because the crack in the foundation hasn't fully been addressed for this individual and for you, because it's one-sided here. But trust that within the next couple of months, especially Cancer, that's coming up here, the end of June into the end of July. So June and July are going to be a really big month. Spirit, can we get one more card here? I'm just going to take a look. I want to know a little bit about that death. Okay, massive transformation and determination. You are determined to move forward, looking your best, feeling your best here. You're closing out a cycle, and that's when that new beginning comes in. So this is powerful. I knew it was going to be big here for you. And there you have the death with the Knight of Swords. So no stopping you here when it comes to what's meant for you. And let's get a message from your crystal spirits. Virgo, at this time, and I apologize if I've called you Leo at all. I know there's a little bit of an entanglement here. Now, let's get some messages from your crystal spirits. And if you can safely do so, please close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in from your solar plexus chakra. Nice big inhale through your nose and count down to 4, 3, 2, 1, and release your breath with a nice big sigh. And with your eyes still closed, tune into your third eye chakra, the area between your eyebrows and your forehead region. And I want you, Virgo, to imagine the first crystal or gemstone that shows up in your mind's eye. Now, this could be a crystal that you are familiar with and maybe even know the name of. Perhaps your gemstone is showing up as a specific shape, size, or color. Your crystal could be giving off frequencies of unconditional love, harmony, balance, or peace. And if you need a moment, just pause the video and come back when you are ready. And for those of you that would like to be entered into the free reading giveaway where I draw one winner around the first of the month and post right back here on the community tab, all you need to do is drop your crystal or gemstone, whether you have 1 or 5, drop them in the comment section below. And even if you don't know the name, let me know what you are seeing in your mind's eye. Perhaps it was a specific color. Maybe it was a heart-shaped stone. Maybe it was the size, right? Let me know what it was that you were feeling or tuning into. And I will again enter you into the giveaway. You actually have here petrified wood. Now, petrified wood is not a crystal here. I mean, it is a wood that teaches us patience and reconnection to the wisdom of nature, right? It says here, it can assist those who view the world as material. Meditating with petrified wood can also be helpful in exploring and clearing ancestral patterns carried in DNA. And that message actually came up in Leo's reading about cellular memory. And that's what's coming up here for you. So clearing ancestral wounds, clearing past lives, karmic relationships, especially around family dynamics. And even if this person has shown up as maybe a lover in this lifetime, perhaps in a past lifetime, you were family members in some way. So it says here, healing is a process and you can't force the universe to operate at your preferred pace. And really, you wouldn't want to, because there is a larger plan that accounts for so much that is invisible to you. Remember what you can't quite see, that Ace of Wands showing up here. Trust in the timing and all will work out just as it should. Focus on the learning and the loving in your relationships, on reconnecting to the universe for guidance. You cannot determine whether this relationship is right for you right now until you let go of the need to know all the answers instantly. That can be that moon. Meditate, observe, take a break, and you will know which move to make and when to make it. Absolutely. And that's probably why I'm seeing a couple months out. And it looks like some of you, this is a move that has to do with a complete transformation with that death card and a new beginning here coming in. This is the energy here of patience, timelessness, trusting in universal timing, and really going with the flow here. So I love that Oh, I love that this also has to do with like ancestral energies, okay? Because I feel like you are clearing those patterns. And I thought there was a card here that said something about patterns, but this is about you taking a look, deep dive into oneself. And maybe the patterns come from that past energy. Look at what goes around. There's something here about what goes around comes around, or a complete circle. Maybe it has to do with like the circle or cycle of life. You see the death and the rebirth, the baby and the skull. So I definitely see here that you are clearing some ancestral stuff big time, Virgo. I mean, this is huge. So petrified wood. And then lastly, let's get a message from your soul's truth. What does your soul want you to know at this time? And what action steps can you take to be in your best self? What do we need to know? Your message from your soul. How can I be more kind to myself and offer grace in this very moment? Growing our self-love is medicine to this world's broken heart. When you heal, we all heal. When you give yourself more grace, you are able to give the world more grace. Look at yourself with a grace filter. You are meant to be in this moment of your life. Release the inner critic and fill in that hole with your soul's truth, that you are infinite, you are loved, and you are already there. Beautiful message here, Virgo. If this resonates with you, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you haven't already. And don't forget to drop your crystal spirit in the comment section below. Thank you so very much for tuning in today. Lots of love.